Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is January 24th, 2020, and shout out to my YouTube member, the Tech Geek, for the song request. Wiz Khalifa, work hard, play hard. That's what we do over here. And don't forget, become a member of the Crypto Blood channel. Hit that join button and see the various membership levels I have available. Lowest being $2.99. You get priority on song requests, priority on Ask CB questions for the Ask the Block episodes as well, and much more. Check it out, Crypto Blood on YouTube, and click that join button. What's going on, people? Welcome to another episode, and hope you guys are doing well this Friday. Today we're going to be looking at Davos. Yes, all of the billionaires and millionaires and trillionaires are out at Davos for the World Economic Forum. Well, supposedly a lot of people out there are really pushing the US to develop their own digital currency to kind of combat what China's doing with their digital yuan. I personally think it's only inevitable that we see something like this happen out of the US. They have to. I talk about this all the time. They're, to me, I don't know what's going on internally, but to me it seems like they're behind the ball yet again with another technological advancement when it comes to rolling out things to a large group of people. 5G being one example. You know, China beat us to that punch. And now it looks like the digital yuan is the next technological advancement that China is beating us in. So we'll see what the attendees at the WEF this year has to say about the concepts of, you know, digital dollars and how it's a necessity for the US to catch up. We'll take a quick look at what WhatsApp is doing. Looks like the Gabi wallet within WhatsApp will now allow for cryptocurrencies, ERC20 tokens. So we're gonna take a quick look at that. It's a small article. And OMG reveals their Plasma Layer 2 solution went live, but not really. I'll let you know what I mean by that out of trust nodes. And then lastly, I call it Hedera. I know people get on my head about this, but Hedera Hashgraph seems to be in a little bit of trouble, or has been for a while, as far as their token economics at least. But I personally think this is possibly a buying opportunity. I was very intrigued by their implementation of hash graphs. And, you know, this is something totally different than a traditional blockchain. The way that it goes about its consensus, it achieves it through what they call a gossip consensus. And so if you haven't heard about Hedera Hashgraph, please check it out. Go to hedera.com and you can see more details about the complicated decentralized protocol that they've built over there and are continually to develop. Very neat, very intriguing. I'm always looking for the next phase. You know, we're so early in this thing. It could be any of these projects, or even ones that don't even exist yet. So you never know. You always want to continually learn and research, right? Always have an open mind when it comes to this technology, because we're so early in this industry. And it's funny because I always compare where we are with blockchain to the early days of the internet, you know, web browsers. You know, the way people tout about various projects being the end-all be-all, it's almost like someone saying that Netscape was the end-all be-all browser. Of course not. You know, this is going to evolve. We've come a long way in the earlier days of web browsing and the internet. And so the same will be applied to blockchain and DLT. So we'll have to see what happens, but yeah, we'll take a look at this article as well. But before we start, if you guys find these types of videos informative, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like today's video is sponsored by Dudx.com, the next generation of fair and high-speed crypto derivatives trading platform. Check them out at Dudx.com. They actually have an announcement come out I can't really speak on just yet, but there's some exciting news regarding their new Dudx Risk Manager feature that will be available within their platform. So I'll give you more details about that in a few days, as you can see in the countdown. But pretty sleek platform that Dudx has. They're still building liquidity for other coins, but currently the liquidity for Bitcoin is pretty good and they're growing fast. So check them out, Dudx.com. And the heat map for today, fairly green. Bitcoin up 1.2% to 8,454 bucks. We've got Ethereum up almost 1% to 162 bucks. EOS up almost 4% today to $3.66. We've got Litecoin up 1.9% to 54 bucks, and BNB up 2% to $17.13. XRP down just slightly today, down 0.26%. So we're getting a nice bounce off of an area I'm not familiar with currently. I mean, I didn't have this area as place of support. So it's interesting to see us bounce off of this. But at any rate, we're back above this blue line, which is an area of support. So let's see if we can hold this region. If not, we'll head a little bit lower. I personally think we are still going to head lower to 7,800. And one way you can keep track of this is by drawing a trend line like that. And so if we can't break this area, then we'll head lower, even though that trend line is fairly steep at this moment. So a break of this is very possible. A break to the upside, that is. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated on Monday. So let's take a look at what's going on at the WEF, the World Economic Forum in Davos, where many attendees are actively discussing the concept of digital dollars and the necessity to match up to China with its digital yuan. And so it says the possibility of a digital dollar is one of the topics being discussed at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. Attendees at the forum are discussing the utility and advantages that a digital dollar could bring. One of the main reasons people are calling for a digital dollar is the digital yuan. And as far as the national digital currencies are concerned, China is blazing the trail. Chinese authorities have noted that their central bank digital currency is ready and testing will begin soon. China's progress with this digital yuan has sparked similar conversations. People are quite concerned that China will pioneer national currencies. Some have even suggested that if the US doesn't begin to act and ultimately catch up, China could displace the US in the sector. And according to the former CFTC chairman, digital currencies present more utility than traditional fiats. He is, however, not suggesting that traditional methods available now should be disregarded. He believes what the U.S. needs is a digital form that would be minted by the central bank. The digital dollar would also use the current traditional banking system. And so what's surprising is that he thinks that it should have anonymity. He said the digital dollar could be set up in a way that the federal government doesn't have the ability to check if you're shopping at Target or Selfridges. By using the central bank digital currency, it will offer a lot more efficiency and speed than is currently available with traditional methods. Cross-border transactions will also enjoy better efficiency. CBDCs could also allow policymakers to measure the impact of certain policies accurately and immediately. Unfortunately, there is no timeline on when a digital dollar will be released. While there are still conversations about it, these discussions have not been finalized. No part of the government has begun development, and so a launch might be far away. And that's where I would have to say I disagree. I think they are developing and working on one right now. And I personally think that when FedNow comes out, which is the new and improved SWIFT system, or ACH system, I should say, that the U.S. is working on, when that rolls out, I think they're going to roll out their digital currency as well. It makes sense. From what I'm hearing about the FedNow, and you guys can just do a Google search on FedNow, and you'll see the first link available after searching for FedNow on Google. You'll find information about this new service and when it's coming out and all that good stuff. And so from reading the feature set for this new system, it definitely sounds like it will be using some type of blockchain, proprietary blockchain with a digital asset. So it's coming, people. And this is supposed to roll out in 2024. So I'm thinking that, again, the U.S. digital currency will roll out with FedNow. Second article, OMG reveals details about its mysterious plasma network, their layer 2 solution for Ethereum. It says OmiseGo raised eyebrows by announcing the first mainnet transaction in a private environment, quote unquote, with it initially unclear what exactly that meant. So they talked to trust nodes, and essentially they told them that they have everything for the plasma network migrated over to the mainnet on Ethereum now. It was on their test nets for the last year and some change, but they've successfully migrated to the mainnet of Ethereum, but they're still doing private testing. This mainnet environment, they say, is our first time setting up the entire system against the Ethereum mainnet. This is private though. We're not announcing any of the endpoints because it is still being tested and validated. It says that Plasma, therefore, has moved from the Ethereum testnet to the live Ethereum network, but Plasma itself is still in a testnet environment. OmiseGo offered trust nodes the opportunity to see the mainnet transaction on Etherscan on one condition, that they won't reveal anything about it. But trust nodes instead decided to just wait and be able to properly test it and give their feedback when it is ready. As stated in their release, they've been able to successfully complete actual mainnet transactions. These are visible and trackable on Etherscan, but unfortunately they cannot make these public at the moment. So they're playing hide go seek with us here, people. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought OMG was done. I thought they were just gonna just fade into the black. I really wasn't too confident in, you know, this whole plasma thing. So it looks like they're finally getting around to developing on the mainnet. But my question is, why are they so cautious about showing this? You know, I mean, I think personally, I think that the throughput isn't at that level where they're comfortable with really touting it. It's got to be better than what, you know, Tron, EOS 2.0, Tezos, any of these blockchain 3.0 platforms. It has to be better than that, or at least on par. So if it's subpar as far as speed and throughput and all that, it's pointless in my opinion. You know, I'm sure there can be improvements. We'll see. We'll have to see what happens. But I'm very shocked. I have to admit, I'm very shocked that they are still plugging away, and that's good to see because they raised a lot of money. But unfortunately, I think any layer 2 solutions for scaling, for speed, it's just completely reinventing the wheel when it didn't need to be. Unfortunately, I think that layer 0 or layer 1, it really is layer 0. Layer 0 protocols should have a sufficient amount of speed and throughput, and then you can add on to those layers from there and build something and things more complicated on top of those layers. But you know, I think speed is something that should be embedded in layer 1, in my opinion. I think it's just really overcomplicating things when you try to modify something that wasn't really intended to be that fast. And at the beginning of the video, I did mention something about WhatsApp and Gabi Wallet. Looks like Gabi Wallet will be integrating ERC20 tokens very soon using Bancorp's smart contracts. So I just want to give you guys a heads up on that. There's no timeline on when this is occurring. Definitely a step in the right direction. They will also possibly add other altcoins as well. So let's watch out for that. Last article, Hashgraph, Hedera Hashgraph, that is, HBAR. Man, this has been a very disappointing situation with this. I didn't get in right when it was on Binance or anything like that, so I didn't lose as much as many did. But I did lose a decent amount of, percentage-wise, a decent amount of the value in my HBAR tokens. However, I'm really more concerned and excited about the long-term trajectory of this project because I think it could have some potential here. It's a different play on decentralized or distributed ledger technology, and we need to have multiple angles of implementing that type of idea and concept, and this is one. Hash graphs have been around for a long time, but the way that Hedera is looking to implement it seems to be working in the space of decentralized ledger technology, or distributed ledgers, I should say. However, their whole token economics situation has been a disaster. So the HBAR token has managed to go from 15 cents down to 1 cent. Crazy. I think I got some at 6-7 cents, something around there. So I still lost a decent amount of money, the US dollar value on it. The assets, they said, did not even have a relief rally, and its token economics promises for smart contracts failed to appeal to the crypto community. But Hedera Hashgraph is still around, tooting its horn and growing a community of firm believers. The network, which reaches consensus using a unique gossip protocol, touts lower latency times and lightning-fast transactions. In this regard, Hedera Hashgraph repeats the model of networks like IOTA and Nano, but those have so far failed to displace Bitcoin as well. And so the most contentious issue with HBAR now is the new token release schedule. HBAR was promised as a high-profile token sale, which has left multiple holders of preliminary tokens, or SAFTs, a promise to one day hold a digital asset. Now Hedera aims to continually develop its project and its technologies while delaying the token distribution. And so this means in October, the earliest recipients of the HBAR could react and sell at still favorable prices. Others were not so fortunate, remaining underwater. The Hedera project raised about 100 to 124 million back in 2018, of which the BTC investment may have kept its price, but because the ICO was held in 3 tranches, earlier investors had an advantage of receiving part of their first HBAR tranche. So we'll have to see. You know, I personally think that it is a good time to buy. I mean, look at it. It's at 1 cent right now. So with that being said, of course it could go lower. It could go, you can lose another 90% of your money. But they're going to build out the technology that I think that they could because of the leader that they have over there, very smart individual. This is very promising. You know, you can see easily 20x, 30x out of this particular project in the next 3-4 years. So, I mean, you buy some, you forget about it, right? At 1 penny, you buy some and see if this thing ever really gets off the ground, because it is a different take on distributed ledgers. And I think we need to explore and research those types of things. Not the same old thing, proof of work, proof of stake, oh, this proof of stake, this is that, this is this. This is totally different. So I personally think this is a great opportunity to buy at these levels. You don't buy when everyone is going, it's a frenzy over the darn token. You buy when nobody is thinking about it. You buy when it looks like all is bad, but the fundamentals are still there. That is the key point. You just don't buy stuff because it's cheap. You do not buy things just because it's cheap. But you look at a number of aspects, right? If the price is cheap, but XYZ is intact and you see a future with it, then that's how you know it may be a good opportunity to buy. So that's how you look at it. You don't just buy everything that's just cheap. Look at how penny stocks are penny stocks for a reason in many cases, because their earnings aren't there. A lot of pharmaceutical companies are on pink sheets because their product couldn't pass regulatory, guidelines or whatnot. But when you have a situation in the case of Hedera where, the price has been slammed more so on speculation, not so much on fundamentals. And I think fundamentally they still have things in the pipeline that will do well. This is one I'm definitely interested in and I need to buy more of. We'll see what happens. Check out Hedera at hedera.com though and get more information about their platform. They've got some really big heavy hitters on their organization board. But that's my 2 Satoshis for today on those topics. Let me know yours in the comments below. Shout out again to my man, the Tech Geek out there on YouTube, a new YouTube member. You see the holler badge there. Thanks for the song request, bro. And make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. If you found this video informative, click that bell as well. I'm out of here, people. Holla!